Good afternoon, YouTube viewers, Chico recruits of all rank and soon to be enlisted. My name is Tyler of ChicoCrypto.com and welcome to another episode of the original Crypto and a Cold One. Today's featured guest who is diving right into the world of crypto with me is Lagunitas Little Something Something Ale. It's from Petaluma Brewing Company, or Lagunitas Brewing Company out of Petaluma, California. That's good. So remember, viewers, if you have any recommendations, leave them in the comments. I'm always looking for new beers to try, and I'll definitely try to find it as hard as possible. So on my channel, I've talked about Ripple before, and I know many of you hate it. It's a banker's coin, no blockchain, huge pre-mine, but Ripple has its place in crypto, and they are targeting central banks, which will most likely be the ones to use the Ripple platform. Well, today I want to bring up an upcoming ICO that I believe will give Ripple a run for its money. No pun intended. That ICO is IvyKoin. IvyKoin with a K. So, IvyKoin is building a blockchain-based cryptocurrency for business transactions, in particular those that exceed $10,000 USD. See, big banks and financial institutions such as Goldman Sachs are realizing the potential of blockchain and crypto, but the anonymity is not compatible with the current international payment framework and has slowed the adoption down. Now, this market is fucking massive and it's fucking significant. The payment platform SWIFT directs a transfer of nearly $5 trillion worldwide each day. That is 1.25 quadrillion per year. But current systems such as SWIFT have their limitations. There are multiple parties involved, and they include the originator, originator's financial institution, beneficiary's financial institution, and the beneficiary. For larger and more complex, there are even more institutions required to execute the transaction. Transactions between two parties who are not financial institutions are usually called third-party payments. Now, with these transactions, there needs to be information included, such as know your customer, including names, addresses, account number, and so on. And know your transaction, which includes transaction type, receipt of funds, and the details in the transaction memo. This is to satisfy the anti-money laundering laws that have been enacted by countries across the globe. If you want to send money through these institutions, you need the information readily available. But the nature of cryptocurrency has put banks in a bind, since such transactions don't come with the information banks need to abide by the AML laws identifying fraudulent or illegal activity. So, the current design of cryptocurrencies are incompatible with current financial systems. IvyKoin has seen an opportunity to release a highly disruptive, superior technology. Cryptocurrency versus traditional financial systems provide these benefits. Number 1, it's faster. Number 2, easier. Number 3, it's cheaper. Number 4, it's trackable. Number 5, no delays. Number 6, more data. And number 7, it's more secure. The IvyKoin network will enable KYC, KYT, and AML data supporting transactions to be captured using a blockchain-based cryptocurrency. The design will facilitate transactions with financial institutions, and the coin will have the following features. Number 1, they will be recognizable and able to have clear integration with KYC, KYT, and AML data. Number 2, they will be transferable and freely traded on a public blockchain without the integration of the KYC, KYT, and AML. Number 3, they will be non-forgeable. Blockchain architecture enforces the transaction data, leading to trust in transactions. Number 4, they will be de-anonymized on request. Eligible parties may have this KYC, KYT, AML functions added and removed at any time without compromising the underlying security of the data. IvyKoin is designed to collect more transaction-specific information than other payment networks. Taking a look at this chart, we can see that IvyKoin collects more than 74 KYC data points, while Bitcoin only has 1. Swift has 10. Combined, Fedwire has 16 and ACH has 10 as well. Switching to this chart, we see that IvyKoin payments will have 120 KYT data points, including core transaction data, shipment information, statements of accounts, and even purchase order information. So IvyKoin has some pretty cool architecture to their network design. They will use dual networks where senders of tokens operate on the IvyKoin public network, and parties that provide financial settlement to fiat currency will participate on the IvyKoin private network. All the transactions, including KYC, KYT, and AML data, will be captured in cryptographic containers generated by public network interaction with the IvyKoin network smart contracts. This will support the IvyKoin private network in transaction settlement. The data stored in the containers will only be accessible by financial institutions and government regulators of the fiat balance recipients. The public network will have its own tokens, IVYA, or IvyKoin Public Network Tokens. These will be ERC20 specific and operate on the Ethereum blockchain. The private network will consist of validation nodes, sponsored by entities other than themselves. The network will be validated directly by financial institutions who are independent but share common goals. This will reduce the likelihood of network spam, and these aligned incentives remove the need for block rewards. The private network has a separate coin, which is used by the financial institutions, IVYB, or the IvyKoin Private Network Token. So here's something interesting. The consensus algorithm for the private network will be an Istanbul BFT. And as everyone knows on my channel, I am a huge fan of the Byzantine variations of consensus. Very similar to NEO's DBFT, but instead of voting, participants create blocks on a schedule, round-robin basis, and then submit the results to the network, which must vote with 2/3 majority to approve the leader's block calculation. Now, this may seem all hard to understand, so let's go through this chart to see how this will flow through the IvyKoin platform. First, both the sender and receiver input or address the KYC, KYT data. Then the IvyKoin platform takes over and the sender commits IVYA to the IvySend smart contract, which holds the IVYA in escrow. The funds are returned if it's not approved by the financial institutions. Next, IvySend smart contract releases messages of transactions pending. IvyReceive then notifies the financial institution of a transaction pending. Next, the financial institution approves transactions and a cash deposit is verified. IvyReceive then directs IvySend to release escrow to the financial intermediary via the IvyKoin treasury. USD is then paid to the financial institution. Finally, the receiver accesses the funds on the deposit of the financial institution. Let's now take a look at some of the key members of the IvyKoin project. Tom Marcello is the president. He is a well-established fintech leader. He pioneered the early stages in investment into blockchain, security, and crypto for the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, resulting in the direct investments into Ripple, Dwolla, Wicker, DCG, and CoinDesk. I wonder where he got his idea. Michael Beck is a CTO. He is a business strategist with more than 20 years of experience. He has served as lead enterprise architect for a Fortune 500 healthcare company, head of architecture development for a $16 billion hedge fund. IvyKoin has the backing of CEO of Change Financial Limited, Ash Shilkin. Change Financial is listed on the Australian Securities Exchange. Change Financial is an award-winning banking software provider and blockchain investment company. They also have the former CEO of PayPal Japan and Australia, Andrew Popolo. Advising the team is Kirill Gurov, who is the founder of BlockTech and Full Node Capital. Faraz Sanula is the former CEO of Intel Capital, and Josh Maher is a former cybersecurity and content strategist at Microsoft Corporation. Now let's get into the token sale. The pre-sale closes today, so any hungry investors, now is your chance to get your tokens. 150 million tokens are being offered with a pre-sale token price of 10 cents. The amount raised in the pre-sale will be 15 million. There will be a total token issuance of 1.5 billion, which will be released in a token generation event. Demand for the token has been coming so fast that it has been difficult for the team to respond to the volume of inquiries. Always a good situation to be in. So this is the first sale of this kind whereby the sale is managed by a single capital raising firm, taking bids from eligible persons whom later must be verified to be fully eligible to purchase tokens. The capital raising firm will receive fiat, ETH, and BTC payments. They have not yet fully disclosed how the token generation event will be managed and tokens distributed. They are still ironing out all the details. The fact that there is so much demand without a public ICO highlights the depth of the pain points being solved by IvyKoin. Let's now take a look at token distribution. 40% of the 1.5 billion will be sold in the token sales private, and public sales. 20% will be held in a IvyKoin reserve fund. 10% will be held for the IvyKoin hedging treasury used to facilitate Ivy send and receive contracts. 10% will be used as a growth pool used to incentivize partners and financial institutions to test and adopt the platform. 20% will be used for a management and advisory pool. IvyKoin has many advantages over its main competitor, Ripple. Ripple does not contain extra transaction data points, can't provide programmable money with smart contracts, or contain extra data sets identifying transaction data. Ripple maintains the bank's dominant position and rent-seeking behavior by making their interbank settlements more efficient and better able to compete with near-instant crypto transfers. Ripple is not a smart money type of cryptocurrency because it has no contextual data, whereas IvyKoin is an Ethereum-based type of smart money that is full of context and carries a large set of data points, cross-referenced to an identity that creates uniqueness and near impossibility to fake or replicate. But as always, viewers, make your own decisions on investments and do your own due diligence. And read this goddamn white paper. It is really worth it. Well, viewers, I hope you enjoyed this ICO update and a cold one with me. As always, I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.